It's the mountain from the old pop song, the sunrise on every postcard, and the school trip every kid in Taiwan remembers.
Alishan isn't just one mountain. It's a combination of 15 peaks, a maze of mist and cypress, all stitched together by one of the world's highest railways.
Today, we're walking two of its best trails, Tashan, the sacred peak of the Zhao people, with the finest view of the Alishan range, and the giant woods trail, where ancient trees stand frozen in time in a landscape straight out of a Miyazaki film. Come with me and find out. The Alishan National Forest Recreation Area soars from 1,000 to 2,600 meters above sea level. It's part of Taiwan's Central Mountain Range and the source of three major rivers. From this land flows more than mountain streams and cultural memory. It carries a quiet pride shared by the people of Taiwan. Getting here is simple. Take the train or high-speed rail to Chiayi, then transfer to the Alishan Forest Railway, or hop on the Taiwan tourist shuttle bus to Alishan Station.
That's what you're looking for. Let's go.
The bus takes about 2.5 hours, the train takes longer, and tickets can be tricky. Alishan Transport Station marks the end of the Taiwan tourist shuttle line.
Bye.
It's a handy pit stop whether you are heading in or out. Tickets are sold at the main gate.
Hello.
The standard entry fee is 300 Taiwan dollars per adult. But if you arrive by bus and show your ticket, you'll get 50% off.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Tickets done.
Find the visitor center next to the parking lot, your go-to stop for maps and even geological insights.
Need advice in multiple languages? Check. Getting hungry? Thirsty? Looking for souvenirs? Just take a look around. There's plenty of shops, hotels, even railway stations around here. So, if you want to walk your way to the trailhead, that's fine. If you want to take it easy and enjoy it, train stations. There's an option for everyone here.
Built for login during the Japanese colonial era, the Alishan Forest Railway has carried visitors rather than timber for decades. The station, opened in 1912 and built largely from hinoki cypress, still holds the faint scent of the forest.
From here, this is where the railway splits into three. The first station is Tsou. It's also known as the Sunrise Trail. But when you come here, make sure you get your tickets in advance because getting a ticket here is almost like a sport. Everyone wants this ticket. Next is the Senmu line. It's just a 10-minute ride to the Giant Trees Trail. It's a very easy walk through the Taiwanese red cypress. And it also takes you through this area's once sacred tree. This will be our destination this afternoon. And finally, we have the Zhaoping line. Zhaoping line is a very short ride, but it takes you to some of Alishan's most famous spots. From here, you can walk to the very famous Sister Lakes. And also right by it, you have the Tashan Trailhead, which will also be today's first destination. Let's go. I hear it. There we go. Thank you. But what's amazing is the size of this train. Look how small it is. Tiny train. And the reason it's so small is because the roads are so windy. It's easier for it to go through around the mountains. Let's go in. So it's a little 1.6 kilometer train ride. And I think we elevate around, what did they say? So around 60 meters of elevation at the end of this ride. And the scenery is supposed to be amazing.
The ride from Alishan Station to Zhaoping takes just 6 minutes, but it's nothing like your usual Taiwan train ride. No speed, no screens, no rush, just the clatter of wheels and a forest slowly unfolding like a quiet film.
Let's get the windows open. How about that, huh? Although there's plenty of mountains in Taipei, but it's different. It's just different. It's a completely different vibe. Wow. That's when I want to be a train driver. Oh, that view is so nice. Yep, we have arrived. Zhaoping Station, ladies and gentlemen. How cool is that? Oh, the air almost smells sweet up here. 15 degrees, early morning. Wow.
On a clear morning, you can see Tashan rising in the distance from Zhaoping Station.
If you head that way, you get to Shuishan Therapy Trail. Shuishan Therapy Trail is a very new trail that has just recently opened up. It blends together untouched nature and handcrafted details. I'm saving that for another day. Today, I'll be heading this way, going to Tashan Trail. Let's check it out.
At 2,663 meters, it's the highest of Taiwan's so-called small hundred peaks and a sacred mountain to the Tsou people. Follow the path alongside the railway and head downhill towards Sisters Lakes. Before reaching the lakes, you'll spot the entrance to the Tashan Trail on your right.
早安. Look at the size of this. I'm literally standing in a mini cave created by tree roots. Isn't nature something else?
The sign marks it as 3.5 kilometers in total, but the actual distance to the Tashan viewing platform is over 5 kilometers based on our actual hiking experience. The path begins through dense cypress forest, roots and moss underfoot, filtered light above. The air is cool, clean, and filled with that faint resin scent you only get from ancient conifers.
So beneath me is the Tsou Railway. And for some reason, a lot of people want to walk on it. And honestly, I get the urge. It does seem kind of fun, maybe romantic, but it's actually not allowed. That's because the Tsou Rail is still under operation. So, for safety purposes, I would recommend just stick to the trail. It's a beautiful walk, gentle up and downs, much more enjoyable and safer. Feels nice.
Along the trail, you'll see distance markers showing exactly how far you've gone. And here's a surprise, cell reception is excellent. The entire Tashan Trail and most of the Alishan Forest Recreation area has a strong cell phone signal the whole way. After descending to the woods, the path eases into a gentle uphill climb. The steps wind through deep shade, where you can slow your pace, breathe deeply, and take in the healing scents of the forest.
No, it smells like moss. Looking for a walking stick. Something about a stick. I don't know why, but guys like a stick. There's a fan page called Stick Nation. Think I found it. That's a hinoki stick. Too bad we can't take this home. It's a good stick. It's good to have a stick. I see why people use sticks, it helps. I never really use the walking stick, but all right, well, we have stairs coming up. Wow, I feel a little sad getting rid of my stick, but I'll leave my stick for the next guy who picks it up. Oh, that was a good stick.
At around the 2-kilometer mark, there's a big open platform that's perfect for catching your breath and rehydrating.
Okay, that's definitely heating up. So the one thing about being this high up in the mountains, not only does the weather change quick, but so does the temperature. I think it's time the jacket comes off. Much better. Drink a bit of water. Good to go. Let's get going.
From here, the trail gets steeper with more stairs, but as long as you pace yourself and keep your breathing steady, it's nothing too challenging. Sometimes you're in the shade, sometimes under the sun, but most of the way is pleasantly cool beneath the forest canopy. With Alishan's elevation, it's still smart to wear sun protection. Mornings can be a bit chilly, but once the trail starts to rise and fall, you'll warm up quickly.
I'm not taking a breath, I'm just enjoying the view. It's just breathtaking, it's beautiful. All right, you ready? Oh, these stairs. You know, in South Africa's trails, maybe I haven't been to enough, but we don't really have stairs. It's just dirt, which is nice. I like the dirt.
You're looking for sticks?
Yes, I'm looking for sticks. I can't find a stick. My standards are too high now. Maybe someone in the audience is like, why, Kenna? Why'd you throw the stick? You're gonna need it. Yep, you're right. Wow, take a look at this. This is the classic Alishan second generation tree. Why second generation? It's basically where a seed from the red cypress falls onto the first generation, the decaying tree trunk. So up close, you're gonna see a fresh straight trunk with scale-like leaves and a base covered in moss. And as you come around to the side, you will see some feeder roots. And all of this is growing on top of a hollow left behind by once a giant tree. Basically, this is how this forest keeps on regenerating. One generation dies, the second generation sprouts. Power of nature, simply amazing. Oh, everything's just white. So once you reach the almond pine tree, this hike usually takes about an hour. This is also where the forest starts to open up and the ridge breeze starts to come through. It feels great, but in September, the weather can change really quick. I think it might almost be time for me to put my jacket back on.
Up ahead, a couple of clearings open up the view. From here, the shade thins and the slope kicks up. The last stretch will take a bit more grit. If you're feeling tired out, just turn around. Those layered ridge lines behind you are an instant recharge.
I wonder how that would look without the mist.
When you see that white concrete building, you've reached a landmark. The steep steps just beyond are the last and toughest stretch before the summit.
Don't have a pen. Feels good to stretch. A little stretch before the stretch. Final stretch. Almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tashan, which is also the summit of Tashan Trail. Unfortunately, it's white, but apparently when the weather's good, straight ahead, somewhere over there, you get to see Alishan Station and the visitor center, which is where we started. So this area gets around 2,000 to 3,000 visitors a day. But it's also why I like this trail, because the climb is a little bit more challenging, so less people, more trail, and it's very quiet. Well, it's still quite the view, isn't it?
On a cloudless day, this is one of the best all-round vistas in Taiwan. But even when the mist rolls in, there's a certain quiet majesty in watching peaks appear and disappear like shifting islands. Tashan Trail has already been quite a journey, but compared to Alishan's main attractions, we've only scratched the surface.
Remember that forest I mentioned earlier that looks like it's straight out of Miyazaki's animes? Well, that's where we're heading next. The iconic giant tree trail, where time is not measured in years, but in centuries. Let's go take a look. Morning. So, Tashan Trail is an out and back hike. What that means is we're back to where we started. So before we head to our next trail, there's one thing that we have to see, or rather, two.
The most peaceful stretch comes at the Sisters Lakes, two still ponds steeped in indigenous legend, with boardwalks that invite you to slow down, linger, and take it all in. When you are out of the trailhead of Tashan Trail, the giant tree boardwalk lies in the northern part of Alishan National Forest. Most visitors reach it from Sacred Tree Station, just a short 10-minute train ride on the Shenmue line from Alishan Station.
Since you're already at the Sister Lakes, from here, it's a nice and easy 300-meter walk to the boardwalk entrance. Follow the sacred giant trees all the way to Shenmue Station. From there, we can take the train back to where we started.
Along the way, you'll pass the Shenglin service area. Here tourist shuttles stop, food stalls tempt you, and there are restrooms for a quick freshen up.
Oh, it smells so good actually. Ah, muaji. Oh, you gotta get the muaji. 你好，我要可以自己，
可以啊，就是这样100。
那我可以黑糖的跟花生的就好吗？这也是小米麻吉吗 ？What is 黑糖？老板娘，黑糖英文是什么？
不会讲。
It's a traditional sugar that they make in Taiwan. They boil the sugarcane juice until it becomes caramelized and dark, and then you get this powder crystallizes, and then they add it into a muaji. Come on, come on. 谢谢. Now we got calories for the road. Black sugar mochi. Oh, it's good. It's almost got a crunch to it, like a stringy snap as you bite into it. Oh man, that's good. Almost forgot, a peanut one. Yeah. It's rice balls, perfect for the hike. Wow, look at the size of that tree. According to this, it's around 887 to 949 years old. Imagine the history that it's witnessed. Wow. Wow. That's one hell of a tree.
The route is well maintained, mostly wooden boardwalks with some gravel sections. It is shaded by a dense tree canopy, making for a comfortable walk.
Look at its formation. The sun is out again. I guess the jacket comes off. I think I'm losing more energy changing my clothes than I am actually doing the hikes. It gets hot, it gets cold. I think I get cold, it goes from hot to cold at least 4 times a day. I think that's the biggest tree we've seen so far. Wow.
Here, the sacred giants gather in a density unmatched anywhere else in the country, each hundreds, even thousands of years old. The most celebrated is the Alishan sacred tree. At 43.5 meters tall and over 13 meters in girth, it has stood for around 2,300 years.
That's how you keep your neck healthy, looking at a giant tree. So looking at the size of the tree, you might think it's really, really old. And so did the Japanese. They try to measure the age of the tree based on the tree trunk circumference. Unfortunately, that method was not entirely accurate due to combined wood trees, where multiple trees grow together as one. Recent DNA tests suggest that this tree is only about, well, not only, it's 600 years, more or less 600 years old. But there's no need to feel bad for it because it is still some of the toughest trees in its category. I guess I really need to rethink my workout routine so I can be as tough as the red cypress.
Beside the Alishan cypress, you will find one of the most important memorials in Alishan, dedicated to a man the Japanese once called the father of Alishan development.
Dr. Kawai Memorial Monument. This monument honors Dr. Kawai Shitaro, the man who kick-started Alishan's logging and railway development back in the Japanese era. In 1903, he surveyed the area. In 1912, the railway opened, and thus began the heavy timber production.
Kawai returned to Alishan in 1919 and was heartbroken to see the ancient forest he once admired largely cut down.
I guess it's a complicated legacy and a feeling we can all relate to. Seeing something you love get hurt and there's nothing you can do about it, that must have been heartbreaking. The good thing is nowadays, this forest has found peace. People now come here with care and respect just to walk among these giants. My train's leaving. Guess I missed my train. More trail for me. I guess to wrap it up, if I have to describe Alishan National Forest Recreation Area in one word, it would have to be memories. The giant cypress trees stand here watching over the memories of this land. The trails lead you through sacred landscapes. Even the forest railway feels like a trip back in time, showing you a scenery that's uniquely Taiwan.
So, here's to more trails, more discoveries, and the endless stories that the mountains of Taiwan hold. Until our next escape, keep exploring and cherishing these moments of freedom and connection with nature. Peace out.